Hi, my name is Andre. I'm Comrades Green number 54978, and in this video I want to talk to you about Comrades buses. The buses they talk about at Comrades, a lot of times it confuses runners, especially if you're a novice or if you come from out of country. Now at the Comrades there's three types of buses that I want to talk about, and all three of them got nothing to do with each other. The first bus is the bailer bus, the second bus is the transport to the start bus, and the third bus is the Pacesetter buses you get on a race day. So let's start with the bailer bus. That's the nasty bus, so it'll be good to start with it to get it out of the way. Now the bailer bus, as you run the Comrades Marathon, you're going to pass a couple of these bailer buses next to the road, and they are there to assist runners that want to retire or have to retire from the race. The bailer bus will then transport the runner to the finish line. But of course you're not going to cross the finish line, because when you board one of these bailer buses, your number will be scratched out and you have to retire from the race. You cannot get back onto the road and continue running. Now the bailer bus is something that you have to avoid at all costs, unless it's a real emergency. I try to think what can be possible good reasons to use the bailer buses, and there's not a lot that I can think of. There's one scenario: if you run and you run too slow and you get to the cutoff points on the route and the officials tell you you can't continue the race anymore, then you can board the bailer bus and at least get a lift to the finish venue. Another possible example I can think of is if you're at the point where if you continue running and you're going to need an ambulance, then it's better to stop running and hop onto the bus. But I would try to avoid that bus. If there's any chance, even how small, that you can still make it, then it's better to keep on pushing, keep on trying, so that you can go and get that medal. I believe that if you bought that bailer bus, then the only time you're going to get over it is the next time you do get a Comrades medal. I know a running buddy that one year he had just had a horrible day on the road at Comrades, and everything was in pain. He was cramping, his muscles went into spasm, he was ready to give up. He then went to the side of the road to the bailer bus, but when he wanted to board the bus there was quite a bit of a queue of runners trying to get on, and the runner in front had serious cramping and spasms and struggled to get in. People had to assist him very slowly, step by step, to get into the bus. And while standing in this queue then, he saw the inside of the bus. He saw runners that looked really depressed, unhappy. He saw runners crying inside. And while waiting then, he made the decision, no, get out of this queue, don't board the bus, go and try. And this runner went through, and with a couple of seconds spare, he got his Comrades medal. So much better than a DNF from the bailer bus. The second bus I want to talk about is the transport buses to the start. Now I've used the bus a lot when it's the Comrades down run. So I'll board the bus in Durban, and these buses takes the runners then to Pietermaritzburg to the start line. I've never experienced the start buses going from Pietermaritzburg down to a Durban start for the up run. But on the down run, I find the service very, very efficient. You buy your ticket at registration. Sometimes you can buy it online before the race as well. But at the Comrades Expo at registration, there will be a bus stand, and that's where you buy your ticket. Some years it was Maharaj buses. The last 2 or 3 years it was the Durban Taxi Association that provided buses for the runners. These buses will depart at sometimes at the central point, sometimes more than one point in Durban, and runners will queue up early morning for these buses, and sometimes there is a long queue, but the queue always moves very fast and efficient for the runners then to hop onto the bus. Take note that you can't get a bus ticket the morning of Comrades. You need to buy it at the Comrades Expo or online before race day. It's usually from about 2:30 in the morning, where I then climb on the bus. While I'm on the bus, I have my breakfast, I take coffee that I drink, and I'll get to the start maybe an hour and a half before the race starts. So I have plenty of time to get my talkback on the talkback box or the talkback truck, and I can get into my seating pen and sit there waiting for the race to start. These buses take all the stress away. I don't have to get my own transport or drive myself to the start line. Those people who drive up to Pietermaritzburg on race morning, sometimes the roads get congested. At the toll gate, Marion Hill toll gate, there's a lot of congestion, and these people start to worry a lot. For me, it's nice. Once I'm on the bus, I sit back, I relax, and I have a wonderful drive up to the start. And when I climb up, I'm ready for the race. The third bus I want to talk about is the Pacesetter buses. These are not real mechanical buses. It is people that run as a Pacesetter, and him plus the people that run with him are called the bus, and the Pacesetter is called the bus driver. There's usually a couple of 12-hour buses, 11-hour buses, sometimes a 10 and a half, sometimes a 9 hour, sometimes even a 7.5 hour bus for people who want to get a silver medal. So on a race day, you can identify these bus drivers. They usually have a flag, and on the flag they'll indicate the time that they are aiming for. The bus drivers are usually very experienced runners. The bus driver will come with a very good strategy, and his aim would be to get all the people on the bus to make it to the finish line around 5 minutes before the expired time. So if you're on the 11-hour bus, you should get over the finish line at around 10 hours and 55 minutes. So these Pacesetter buses are very nice. If you're in trouble, you can hop onto the bus and the bus driver will do the thinking for you. You just follow along, and the bus driver will usually count down before they walk. So you'll say 3, 2, 1, walk, and the whole bus will start walking, and then later 3, 2, 1, jog, and the bus will jog again. The bus will slow down when it's uphill, it will run a bit faster on the downhills, and so you just follow the bus. It's very, a lot of times it's very jolly on the bus. There will be people chanting and singing. Sometimes there's a tambourine that they'll shake, and they keep the spirits up. If you get to a point where you're tired and you want to walk almost aimlessly, then it's so nice if a bus comes past you, you just hop on and try to stick with the bus, and it will get you to the finish line. There are some problems with these buses. Sometimes they get very big, and then it can cause some congestion. So the congestion can be at the water tables. It can be if you want to pass the bus, then it's a lot of runners right next to each other that you need to overtake. Especially the 12-hour buses, in the last 2 hours, it can be more than 1,000 runners on this bus. I also found that if you finish with a big bus, then it can be a lot of congestion where you get your medal. So it can take you a while to get through the finish area, get your medal into the soup tent, and then find your top bag. But the buses play a nice role to help and assist runners who can't get their own pacing right. So that's it. That's the 3 buses. I hope this helped you to understand the Baylor bus, the transport bus, as well as the pace setting bus. Bye-bye.